All right, welcome to 8.6 day 2. We are going to solve rational expressions again. And the only thing that's different is the problems are going to get slightly more difficult, but really not too bad. If you got part 1, this should go okay. Just a reminder, there's multiple ways to solve these, especially with the problem on the left here. When it's a proportion, a fraction equals fraction, like this one, you can just multiply the cross products and set them equal. That's one valid way to do it. But the method we're going to use, which will work in all the problem types, right? So like this one, you can't really do cross products over here. It doesn't work if you have multiple fractions on the left there. So the method we're going to use from before is to get a common denominator and then wipe that denominator out with multiplication and then solve using algebra steps. Okay, so the idea is like if you have a fraction question, like say x over 2, apologize, my thing is failing to write. Sometimes my computer really does not work well for this. X over 2 plus 3 over 2 equals 7 over 2, right? So if all the denominators are the same, you can just go bam, take it times 2, and then these are all divide 2, so they just cancel out, right? Boom, they're all gone, and you have x plus 3 equals 7, and then you pretty much have your answer. Okay, so that's the concept we're using in this section, right? And then the harder part is to get a common denominator. So like looking at our first question here, these denominators clearly don't match. And the trick we're going to use on this one is to multiply by the existing denominators, right? So again, that works well if you had like weird denominators like say 7 and 13 and you want to get a common denominator. The common denominator is just multiply the existing. Okay, so on this one, we're going to take the left side times x minus 4, and then the right side times x minus 1. Right, so you're just multiplying the denominators together. Okay, multiply the existing denominators, I should say. I'm not actually going to multiply them together. I'm going to leave them in that factored form. Okay, and then up top, we got to multiply by the same thing. So if multiply the bottom by x minus 4, same thing on the top, and this side times x minus 1. So our numerator now, once we do our distributive property, should be 2x minus 8. And on the other one, doing the distributive property would be negative x plus 1. Okay, and our denominators are the same denominators as seen there. Okay, now that the denominators are the same, we're going to do this step here where we wipe them out by multiplying both sides by whatever the denominator is. So in this case, it's x minus 4 times x minus 1. Okay, and so the whole point of that is it just goes boom, boom, and since these are dividing, it's just going to cancel them out when we multiply, right? So really the numerators are just the exact same as written, and the denominator is just gone now, right? Think back to this question if it helps. You just wipe them out, right? And now we have a much simpler question to solve. Okay, so to finish this one off, we just do some algebra steps. So I'd add an x to both sides at this point. Okay, and then I'm kind of running out of space, so I'm going to go over here, but add 8, divide by 3. Okay, and so we get x equals 3 as our answer to this first question. All right, so it's the same process, so just keep going through, do some slightly harder questions. All right, so I think on these, sometimes people can kind of just tell really easily what the common denominator is going to be. This one gets a little tough because you have 3 fractions in it, right? So you kind of got to think, what do all of them have? All right, and so they all, well, there's going to be a 5, right? So we know this one on the right is missing a 5. And then also the highest exponent is an x squared. And so there's no way to like lower this. So basically we got to make sure all the other ones also have an x squared in it. Okay, so they're going to have a 5 and then 2 x's, which is known as x squared. So that's our target, is to have 5 times x, 5x squared. Okay, and that means this one is missing an x, giving us 4x squared. This one is missing x squared. Okay, so I'm going to have x squared up top. And then this one is just missing the 5. It's already got the x squared, but it's missing the 5. So we're going to have 25 there. Okay, so now the kind of the mathematical magic step here, I guess it's not magic. It's taking those denominators. So again, these are all division. So we're going to wipe them out with multiplication. And we're left with just the numerator parts. So 4x squared minus x squared equals 25. So 4x squared minus x squared is 3x squared. All right, and now we're just going to solve this, keep going with algebra steps, divide by 3. I'm just going to leave it as an improper fraction, 25 over 3. Okay, and then our answer, if we square root both sides at this point, so we'll get x equals plus or minus the square root of 25 over 3. Okay, and if you want to do a decimal there, knock yourself out, but I'm just going to leave it as an improper fraction like that. All right, so 2 answers to that one, both plus and minus that value. Okay, next one. This is kind of a fun one. And again, I think the real challenge of this is being able to find the common denominator. And some of you can see this right away just looking at it, what you're going to use for common denominator. If you can't, I encourage you to factor a little bit. So the one on the right, hopefully you realize that this is actually x plus 3 times x minus 3. All right, x squared minus 9 breaks apart. That's the square minus square case, right? And then hopefully you'll see, oh, all right, all I would really need to get common denominator then is to take this first fraction times x plus 3, okay, because then the denominator would be x plus 3 times x minus 3. And then this one, if we look at what are we missing here, we're missing the x minus 3. We just take this one top and bottom times x minus 3. So sorry that looks kind of weird to try and fit it all in there. But that's how it would work, right? Because then all of the denominators would basically be x squared minus 9. Right, so just to make it simple and save some writing, I'm going to write it where the denominator, the common denominator that we got for this question is just x squared minus 9, right? If we actually to multiply these together at this point, all of them would have x squared minus 9 as the denominator. So just to make life simple, I'm going to write it that way. You could write it in factored form if you want. It is your choice, for sure. Okay, and then the numerators, this one we just have to do 2 times x plus 3. So 2x plus 6, 4 times x minus 3, 4x minus 12. All right, and then the other one is unchanged because it already had the regular x squared minus 9 denominator. All right, so sorry for this poor handwriting. This should be a 6 right there. I have to click the eraser twice because this program's awesome. It doesn't work the first time. All right, 6. Okay, so now it's the same as all the other questions where we can wipe out, now the denominators match, take it times x squared minus 9, and boom, they disappear. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Okay, so we have now just the numerator parts. So 2x plus 6 minus, and I'm going to put this in parentheses because we have to take away that whole expression, 4x minus 12. Okay, and the other side is just an 8 because the denominator wiped out, right, with that multiplication. All right, so now we have 2x minus 4x, which is negative 2x. And then this part's a little goofy, but we got 6. Where can I write this? 6 minus negative 12. So when this distributes in, it kind of becomes a plus 12. So basically, we're going to have 6 plus 12, or 18. Okay, and now we're good. Minus 18 from both sides. So 2x, or negative 2x, equals negative 10. And then divide by negative 2, and you get an answer of 5. All right, that one's kind of a fun one. I find kids actually do pretty good with this because they can just kind of tell that the common denominator is going to be x squared minus 9. But, all right, hopefully that helps. Sorry for the poor handwriting there. All right, I want to try one final one with you. This one is just a lot of steps. It's not, I say, necessarily all that harder than the other ones, but yeah. So certainly this is the proportion where fraction equals fraction. So if you're Mr. Westpatal, I would do cross products here. But certainly we can do the route we've been doing, which is get a common denominator. And so we have these little binomials that don't seem to match at all. So the common denominator is to multiply this one by the other denominator. So basically multiply the existing denominators. So take this one times the other denominator. Okay, and we'll have to do that same thing on the top then. Okay, and what gets crazy on this is we've got to FOIL both the numerators in this case. So the denominators, certainly you can just leave them in factored form. But to complete the rest of the steps on this one, you're going to need to FOIL out the numerator parts. Okay, so to do that, just going to do multiply w times w, w times minus 9, negative 3 times w, and then negative 3 times negative 9. Ran out of space a little bit there. Other side, foiling again, w times w, w times positive 7, negative 1 times w, and negative 1 times positive 7. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple steps at once here, so sorry to make this kind of goofy, but I'm going to multiply by the denominator. So basically, they're going to wipe out. Maybe I'm not even going to write that on there. I'm just going to say we're going to multiply by the denominator, and it's going to wipe it out. All right, so those are gone. And we just left with the numerators, and I'm just going to clean up these numerators a little bit. So on the left-hand side here, negative 9 minus 3w would be negative 12w. Okay, and then on the other side, 7w minus 1w, so it'd be w squared plus 6w minus 7. All right, and now what's kind of nice on this question is you have w squared on both sides, so you can actually subtract w squared and then they'll cancel out, which is really nice because now it's a linear equation and we don't have to do like quad formula or anything like that. All right, and now it's just some basic algebra steps. So I'd add 12w to both sides. Cancels them out on the left. Okay, and then the final couple things here, add 7. So we'd have 34 equals 18w. Okay, and so divide both sides by 18. So sorry, I ran out of space as always. So you're going to have 34 divided by 18 is our answer. Okay, and then I would just clean that up a little bit and say that if you divide both by 2, that would be 17 over 9. All right, so it's almost 2, but not quite. A little bit less than 2 is our answer for this one. All right, I hope that helps. That's it. These are kind of some harder examples, but hopefully you have them down and you're ready to tackle the rest of the homework, which should have some review mixed in. All right, that is all. Reach out with questions as always.